Hi there, my name's Vicki and I like to decorate sacks, and I just thought I would show you first a few that I have done, and then I'll show you, we'll make one together. These are a little bit smaller sacks. I really like this size. It's really quick if you're just gonna do one up quickly for a gift or something, and you can probably do that within 15 minutes. This is a little bit larger sack, but I like to use cutouts, fussy cut some of the things and just add a lot of elements, give it a little bit dimension. This was actually like a mailer bag that I did. I really like it too. You can pull that off and then open it up and then put something in the inside to give as a gift if you had something that size. So we'll start. I think I'm going to actually do one of the larger ones today. And I usually start by finding a focal point, which I love this little girl. I think she's just so sweet. And then I usually try to pull colors and stuff from whatever colors in there to make for my background. I happen to have this. I pulled it off something else. It has a little bit of damage here, but I think that we can, glue something there to kind of cover that. But I thought that was really cute, and I thought that would work. So the next thing would be to start adding some colors. I do like this. Actually, this is in French. It was a book that I got that has a lot of French, but it has this writing in the background of her picture. So I thought, well, that would work too. So we can just start gluing papers down. I like that. I don't really always like the page number. It doesn't have to be perfect. Let's see. Well, we could cut this so we have a good edge, but we don't want that much. So let's just cut that off. Okay, and we can glue that there. Now I like this particular glue stick. It's really strong and it dries fast. Or you can use this glue. It's called Reptile. And I usually just put it in a smaller container because this is just kind of so big. And this works too. And then if I'm really gluing something down that's kind of a little bit heavier, I use this, which I can't think of the name of it right now. I just put it in another bottle and stuff. But if it's really something that I really want to make sure that it doesn't come off, I'll use a hot glue gun. But if I can avoid using the hot glue gun, I do, just because I usually get burned. Okay, we'll start with this particular one here, and we'll just use this glue because it'll work. And then I usually just make sure I get the edges, and then a little bit in the middle. It's fine. Oh, okay. I'll put that there. We'll put this here. And we'll just go ahead and butt it up to the edge there. There we go. That wasn't too bad. Now, she's got a little bit of black in the color. You wouldn't think that would be very colorful, but I did want to have a little bit of it. So I think I'll just do maybe a little bit of strip of this. Now you just use your scraps that you have. If you're a scrapbooker, you probably have tons of scraps. Just use scraps. And let's just glue this down here at the bottom. Pull a little bit of that black out. Make it look a little bit moody, I guess. Okay, we'll put that across the bottom. I'm going to move it over just a little bit since it didn't go all the way across. Okay. I have some of this. And I thought I like this stuff. I don't know what it is. Or I think it was pages for something. But I think that might fill in right there pretty good. You could, do your edges in that dark and kind of do across there. But I think when I'm done, I'll do the whole sack in that. Okay, well, let's glue this. Let's get this one on. Okay. I have to be careful that's got glue on it now. I don't want it on the bottom of my sack. Okay, I'm going to put that right there. I like the way these edges, when they tear, they're kind of, I don't know. I like the way they look, so I'm going to tear that just so that kind of, I can't really see it that much anyway, but we'll try. Okay, the next color, because she's got that pinkish in her, in the hat and the bow. Let's see if I have a little bit of pink of something. This is kind of nice. It's soft. It doesn't really match totally, but it softens. I think it softens the page a little bit. I could actually bring this down, cover that. That way I don't have quite as much black. This was the other color I have, but I'm not really sure that I can't. Sometimes with the lighting, I'm just not sure if that's the color I want. It would really give it a good pop. I guess I could use this for just a little piece. But let's go ahead and glue this one down. And I really don't, I probably don't need it to come over that far. But let's just tear it so that it has a little bit more interest there. Okay, I'll glue this one down. I think this will make it look really kind of soften a little bit because the colors are so strong. Okay, let's put it down here. I said, didn't I? Okay, I'll try it there. All right, now here's some more black. Or did I cut that one piece off? I guess we could use it at the top then, because it just kind of brings the color. Didn't I cut that off? I thought I did. I don't see it now. I don't think I threw it away. That's okay. That's okay. We'll just use... Oh, here it is. That way we can kind of bring that up. And let's just put it in that one spot there that was kind of not filled in. Okay. There we go. Let's turn it this way. There we go. All right, now some of this is going to get covered up anyway, so we just have a kind of a gap over here. I did say I was going to try to use this. Let's see what it looks like. The color. Oh, no, I don't care for that. I do have this that is a kind of like a doily. I don't know. It was shaped like this, and it was really too long to go across. So I just kind of folded it in the middle. I think I like that. I think what I'll do is glue this down in the middle part first. Okay. And then we'll just glue the whole thing on the back. Actually, we probably don't have to do there. We can just do around here, because even if that stands up, I think it would kind of look good anyway. That it wasn't just flat. Because you don't want to do one where everything is... Oh, didn't know I had two of them there. That's interesting. I'll put that one over there. You don't want it to look too flat. That's why you end up trying to find something that is got a little texture to it. Which, okay, that didn't, I guess I didn't do that. All right, let's do this here. There we go. I'll fold that back over. Glue it. Well, I guess that's going to have to be glued down. It's sticking up more than I thought it would. Okay, I'll just do the corners here. And this corner. Okay. There we go. Now, let's see. Okay. It's coming along here. What's the next thing? Well, I need to add a little texture. I have these jute things. I usually use these for the sayings and stuff, but we could still use a little texture, maybe like right there. I like that. Okay. I'll glue that there. This is when I would probably use this stronger glue, since this is a little bit heavier jute and stuff, just to make sure that it stays down. Okay, let's try this. Okay, there it went. And you can just do it on these lines. It doesn't matter. Okay, as long as it stays. Let's see, I think that we did that. Isn't that just about right? There. Now, I have to say that this had all of these on the back mounting blocks, which I like to use those. That keeps it from, you know, looking like it lays too flat on your page. So I'll end up just putting glue on each one of those to make sure that it sticks. And I guess I could go ahead and glue this gal on here. Let's see. There we go. Okay. You stuck. I'm going to go over just a little bit since we need to put something over here to cover that up. So I'll put something there. There you go. Like I said, we'll fix this. We'll either use something just to kind of go along there to cover up where that damaged, or you can leave it the way it is. I don't know that it really matters. Now you could, you know, since if you don't have papers and stuff to do that, you can use Gelatos. I think that's what they're called. I've got a lot of those in different colors. I've got this one. It's awful red. I don't know. Let's try this one. Now, if you know, those are kind of expensive. So these are just sticks. I don't see what company they. I have my glasses on, so I can see what it says. Anchor. A-N-K-E-R. And these will work too. You know, but they don't glide across the page like these Gelatos by Faber-Castell. So let's just do a little bit to give it some color, and you just rub it in. I just use my finger. I guess you could use a brush or something. It just adds a little color here and there. Just, I don't know. I think you'll see what I'm talking about when I do it. That's probably enough. I'll just do it there too while we're at it. Okay. Now another thing you can do is use just, well, this is, I have one of those in white, but I also have some white paint. And sometimes I'll use it, just any kind of acrylic white paint, and put it on with your finger too. And I just get a little bit on my finger, and I just kind of go across the page like this. It just adds something, makes it just give it a little bit more interest than just being a bunch of papers all glued down, I guess. I don't think I really need to do it right there, because I'm going to have that. So I think that's probably, and that kind of softens too. If you think you got too much pink, you can, that kind of softens it up a little bit. Just like that. Okay, that's good. I'm gonna put that away. And put that away. Okay. Now I think we're ready to glue her on. I think that'll be good. We can find a some words or some kind of saying that we can end up putting up here if we want. We can have those raised. She's raised a little bit higher. Something to use down in the corner to cover up that boo-boo that I made when I cut that off. Oh, I have this rose. I like it. I kind of cut off the back so it would lay flat. And I think that it could go down here in the corner like that. And then I think up there we'll find some kind of a saying to put down. So let's get this gal down. I'll use this because I really think that that'll hold it down better. And I'll just put it on. Now there's two on there. If I thought that I could take take those off easily, no, I can't. Because I would have probably just used one. And I don't know if taking all those off is going to be worth it, because it could rip the page. It kind of ripped there, so I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to go ahead and put a little bit of glue on each one of these like this, and that'll work. Nothing fancy, just get it on there. Okay. There's one there. Okay. Okay, that looks good. I think that'll hold. Okay, I decided that I was going to move her over just a little bit. So I'll put her there. Okay. Now, I don't know. Oh, the leaves came off. I might have a smaller one to put up there. No, we'll do that. And then maybe, I don't know that we need this on here. It's really stiff. I don't know. Hopefully I'll be able to. Let's try this. Let's just try this glue. I think it'll work. Put a little there. There we go. And a little bit there. Oops. Okay. Yeah. All right. Now, I don't know. Let's see if I can find some tools to. Yeah, this has got like a thing on it. Maybe that'll cut it, because I think that it would just, or maybe have a little bit of a stem. We'll have a little bit. Okay. I don't know if that's gonna, I think that'll do it. Up. Okay. Oh, there it went. Okay, good. I knew I could do it. There, I think that just a little bit right there. I'm going to use this heavier, stronger glue. I just don't want to heat my glue gun up, or I actually might have used it for something like that, just to be sure, because if it got knocked or something, it could knock off. And I don't think it will. Okay. Now, the last thing is to put on the words. I kind of like this. Never lose your sense of wonder. I'm assuming that, well, let's go ahead and just all around the edge. Let's see, do I have that? Yeah. Kind of antique it around the edges, to, because that's so light there. I use this distressed ink vintage photo, and we'll just do this around the edge, and it kind of ages it. I like that. You can do it as heavy as you want, or as light as you want, or not at all. Just whatever works for you. Okay. Yeah, I like that. Okay, that's that. Let me put that away. And I kind of like to put this on maybe a piece of board or something. Plus, I kind of like it in two instead of one whole thing. Let's cut here. A little bit off the top there. Okay. Okay, and then you could do never lose. Now, if you're doing it for a birthday or something, you could put a happy birthday up there. I think that my thought is always that they could reuse the sacks. They could re-gift them, and maybe they weren't wanting to give it as a birthday gift. Or sometimes people put them in their journals, in their junk journals and stuff like that. So they can, you know, they could always, I guess, pull that off if they wanted to. I was looking for some kind of a piece of card. I guess I could use this paper. It's kind of the same color. I could use a piece of this. I just didn't want them laying flat on there like that. I don't care for that. I don't like that either. Okay, let's just use this. Let's use, oh, that's green on that side. Let's just use this. The best way to do this is just to glue them on a piece of, you know, cardboard or whatever you're using. Where's my glue thing at? Is it still there? Oh, I moved it over here. Okay. Like that. And this one. Okay. That one and this one. Move it over there. I think we're going to have to go this direction so we have the length. About like that. And I want them to be separate, so I'll just put this one down here. Catch a little bit of color. There we go. Okay, now we can just cut that out. I should have got a little thing across there, but that's okay. Okay. And you can still position that glue even after you've had it on there for a few seconds or a minute. If it got on there crooked like mine did. I'll just cut this here and here. A little more on that side. Okay, there's that one. And let's cut this one. Okay. There we go. And a little bit more on that. Now, let's use this again to just kind of make it look aged a little bit. It's not just too bright. That there. And we'll do this one. Okay. Yep. Oh, yeah, I like that. Okay. And I think I'll try this reptile glue. It's pretty good. I don't know if I can get it to come out. Yeah, I do. It's pretty strong. I think any of those glues will work. And there are any glues that you have. It depends on, you know, if you're going to sell them, I would think that you would want to use really good strong glue, just because you know you don't want anything to fall off. I never actually used the Elmer's glue, school glue or whatever on any of these, but I think they would probably be okay. There we go. Okay, I think that's it. Thank you for watching. I hope this motivates you to, you know, next time you have a gift to give, that you'll find you a sack. I got these on Amazon. Bought them in bulk, so I don't know, maybe under 30 cents, maybe more per sack when you buy in bulk. Or, you know, they have them at the dollar store, Walmart, or your craft store, where you just want to buy a few because you're going to give them as gifts and stuff. So I think that'll work. Okay, thanks. Have a nice day.